of known space, justice is a long way away.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Space Game Junkie Podcast. I, as always, am your co-host, Brian, and joining us, as always, is your co-host, Spaz.
2023 was certainly a year in recorded history.
I'm going to say, I think it might be the best year in gaming since 1999. Like, this was a banger year, and we could talk about that in a bit. Your co-host, Julie? Julie? Uh-oh.
We can't read you, Julie.
Oh.
Now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Hello from the unseasonably warm north, and damn those pressure switches.
Don't worry. It's not gonna be unseasonable for too much longer. Anyway. Thorsten is having some technical issues. Something about a reboot. We're not sure what's going on there. Hopefully he'll be able to join us. Jacob, today is his first day of break, and he's exhausted. So he's not able to join us. But finally, your co-host, David.
Yes, hoping my computer stays stable.
Yeah, no. How is your new computer? That was a big thing for you in this last year. Was your new computer?
Yes. So basically, all those old problems I have with an old computer has continued with my new computer, which is kind of scary, kind of weird. I have no idea how that happened. So I have done multiple fixes, and right now, when I have tried some of the more intensive games, the 2 last days, it has worked.
Well, good.
So I'm hoping it stays stable.
Let's hope it stays stable. So, friends, we're doing something a little different this year. This was Spaz's idea. That's a good one. I'm not saying it's a bad one. It's just I want to give credit. We're doing something of a vote. We're doing a community game of the year, team game of the year, whatever you want to call it. And so we're going to nominate games that we want you guys to vote on for the, what do you want to call it? Server game of the year? Space Game Junkie? Community game of the year? All right, yeah. Community game of the year. So we're going to get those out of the way first. We want you guys to vote on these. So we have, at least we don't have Thorsten's, but we have just about everybody else's here. So I'll start with mine. My nominee for Community Game of the Year is going to be Cobalt Core, the recently released deck building space game from the same folks who did Sunshine Heavy Industries. God damn, that's a good game. It's really one of the best games I've played this year, and I thought it might be one of the best space games of the year, personally, I think. So that is my nomination for the community game of the year.
Community game of the year.
Yeah. I don't remember what that.
And mine as well. So we can skip on.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh my God. That's so funny. I was wondering if it was going to be for you because you were just as enamored with it as I was. So I was wondering if that was going to be the same for you.
Oh, yes.
Thorsten's in chat. All right, Thorsten, we're going to need you to give us your nominee for Community Game of the Year at some point. But Julie, what is your nominee?
My nominee, even though it didn't come out this year, I first played it this year,
that works.
I played it several times with Luke and David, and I first bought it just on how it looks, the artwork to start with, and it is The Ascent. And it's fun to play as a team, and yes, when we play, David and Luke both tend to carry me as when they're better at it, but it is a load of fun, and wow, I'd play it just for the artwork.
Oh, it's a stunning game visually. It's just the atmosphere they have built with that game is absolutely tremendous. Absolutely.
It's like stepping right into Blade Runner. It is.
It is. That's a really great way to put it. Hopefully Thorsten can join us and give us his pick. Thorsten, if you're in chat, can you give us your nomination for the community. We need people to have time to vote on these. So, Thorsten, if you can type in chat what your team game of the community game of the year is, that would be terrific. All right, let's see. Jacob who's not able to make it, did give us his nomination, and it is Armored Core 6, which should surprise anyone who knows Jacob. That should surprise absolutely no one. So that is his nomination for Community Game of the Year. And David, you got something coming in a little bit from left field here. What's yours?
Yeah, I was a little bit confused here. I made up my
no. There's nothing to be confused about. This is a very interesting pick because I only recently heard of this game.
Oh yeah, so it came out early this year. Oh yeah, I already posted it. It's gonna be BattleBit Remastered. In my earlier years on multiplayer games, I did enjoy PvP games, but I haven't really played a lot of PvP shooters and stuff. But BattleBit did something. It just threw out all the graphics and, well, I mean, graphics is subjective, I suppose, but they just focus on gameplay. So it may not look very pretty, but the gameplay is pretty darn solid.
Do you think I would enjoy this? Because it looks.
Oh no.
No. Okay.
No.
Big no.
I love you guys.
That is a hard no.
I love you guys. I love you guys because you know me well enough that if I ask that question, I get a definite answer and I don't even have to question it. You guys say no. All right. I'm not putting it on my wish list. I'm not even going to think any further about it.
Absolutely
good for people who aren't you, and also for people who aren't me. So, yeah.
No, I recently heard about this game. People who love to play like Battlefield and Call of Duty and stuff back in the proverbial day, when they claimed those games were, good, are really, really just loving this one. Like I'm honestly surprised. I've never heard of it until recently, but like the love this one's getting is really impressive. So,
yep, and it's absolutely well deserved. So I hope it gets more updates and stuff. So some kind of PV mode would be fantastic, if anything.
Oh, like a single player mode? I'd play that. But there is a single player version of something like this, right? I think there are a couple.
Oh, you're maybe thinking. Thinking about Ravenfield. That's
yes.
Similar.
Yes. I have played that one, which is quite good. All right, so friends in the chat. I don't know how many of you there are, but you have the opportunity to vote on what our community game of the year is. So you have, right now you have basically 4 choices: Cobalt Core, The Ascent, Armored Core 6, or BattleBit Remastered. Those are the choices for community game of the year. So chat, it is up to you to help us determine which game gets which game gets the vote. So please just type the name in chat. I don't know how many of you are out there, but we'll remind you throughout the show that there's a vote going on. We're going to tally these at the end and pick our community game of the year. But we have some personal. We slimmed things down this year because usually I'm a big fan of things like most disappointing game, most surprising game, and other people were like, no, let's not do that. Let's just keep it simple. And they're right. So we're doing our space game and non-space game of the year. And so I will start. We're going to start with the space games. So my space game of the year, I don't know where Thorsten is. We'll see if Thorsten gets in here, Pastef, to I say choose choose from the 4 we have now. And if you if Thorsten comes in with like a wild card or whatever, and like you want that one, you can always change your vote. We're not super picky. So my space game of the year is going to be Star Trek Resurgence, because hot damn, that was a good game. That was a damn, and there were some good games this year. But like, I grew up on Star Trek adventure games, from the text games to the interplay games. The 25th anniversary, Judgment Rights, to like all the next gen games that were coming out, like, and then the Deep Space Nine game. Like, I cut my teeth on Star Trek adventure games, and we haven't had one in quite some time. So to have one, I mean, once I got over the quote unquote telltaleness of it, and convince myself this is an interactive episode with limited bits of interactivity. I had a wonderful time with it. Absolutely wonderful time with it. If you have any interest at all in Star Trek and you haven't gotten this yet, what are you doing? It is on sale right now, and it's coming to Steam soon, but it's on sale right now on the 3 platforms it's on, Epic, Xbox, and PlayStation. It is great. It is, I mean, you got a guy who does a very good Leonard Nimoy impersonation. You got Jonathan Frakes coming in as Riker, and you got a slew of new characters who are really well written and you grow to love. And you really care about this kit-bashed ship that they're in charge of. And it's just so good, and it like ties back into an early next gen episode and everything. So,
and you've done a full playthrough, by the way.
Yeah,
for anyone who wants to watch that.
Yeah, it's what, about 10 to 12 hours, roughly. 10
give
to 12.
Or take.
Yeah, give or take 10 to 12 hours. And there is some replayability there because you can make some different choices. But it's pretty linear, FYI. But it's a really good. It's like you're getting a really good season of Star Trek. Like, I would say this is better than some seasons of. Okay, I'd say it's better than all of Star Trek Picard. I would say it's better than a good chunk of Discovery. You're basically getting a whole season of modern television in a game, basically, because most seasons of television these days are 8 to 10 episodes. And that's basically how long this game is a full season of television. And so, yeah, this is definitely my space game of the year because god damn, it was good. And it was really great to no, we're not doing a multiplayer game, Thorsten. Sorry, it's a community vote. So it's our space game, our non-space game, and the community game nominee. So,
so in this case,
yeah, I don't know.
Would that be Jagged Alliance 3 for you for the community game?
I think it's non-space game. I think that'd be the non-space game.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, I'm gonna guess Everspace 2 is a space game. We'll get there.
Yes,
we'll
space game.
Yeah, no, his space game. But yeah, for space game, for game of the year, my personal space game of the year, it's definitely Star Trek Resurgence. No freaking question. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. Especially if you have any interest in Star Trek, go get it. It's so good. You will be so happy. It is such a good Star Trek story. I was so pleasantly surprised because Star Trek games could be so hit or miss, but this one's definitely a hit in my opinion. Absolutely loved it. So Spaz,
it's worth mentioning.
Yeah,
it's worth mentioning. You have never played a Telltale style game.
This was my first.
This one.
This is my first Telltale style game. Yeah, this is my first Telltale style game ever. And
I'm glad I convinced you to keep going with it.
I am too. I was at first I was like, what the hell is this? But then you convinced me to keep going. And I'm very glad you did, because goddamn, that was a fun ride. And I really hope it does well enough that we get more, because I would love to see more of this crew. This would be a great, not every Star Trek thing has to be about the Enterprise. This is a really, really nice kind of not side story, but new story in that universe. It really made Star Trek feel like a bigger place, So that was really, really nice.
Ties into the universe, adds to it without being too self-referential. It works.
Yeah. Yeah, like it really could have nodded way too hard in the self-referential stuff, but it kept it like you get Spock, you get Riker, but those are like I know these characters, so they're my into these new characters, and so it works. It really, really works. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. Yeah, if you don't, I suggest go play it. Just go buy it and play it. If you don't want to, you can watch my playthrough. But I think it is still an Epic exclusive for now, but it is coming out on Steam soonish. Early next year, early mid
Probably
next
spring,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, probably spring. Q2 2024. It's coming to Steam. So yeah, it is an Epic exclusive. But right now, Epic is doing their sale, and you get a coupon, so like you can get it for a good price right now if you don't mind Epic. Yeah. So yeah, that's my nomination. Spaz, what about your nomination for Space Game of the Year?
Well, mine is one that you played and you liked.
Yeah.
It's a game called Time Wasters.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Very, very
That's
good.
a nice pick.
Yes, excellent pick. Yes.
So this is a survivors-like game. It's in that genre, except that you are flying a spaceship. You have multiple pilots to choose from, and unlock lots of weapons to use. There are just so many variables that you can play around with. Plus, there's meta currency. And yes, as David points out, you can fly a spaceship with boxing gloves as a weapon. Because that is totally a thing you can do. It's great. If you like games like Vampire Survivors, you are going to like this. And it's $5 regular price. You cannot go wrong for that.
It's a good time.
I gotta say that's one smart thing about this Vampire Survivor clone genre that's popped up is like keeping the games cheap is just brilliant. I think just like
there are some that are not though. There are some that go for 12 or as much as 19 in the same genre, but they have really, really good graphics to go with that. So.
Yeah, exactly. Most of them seem to be between $3 and $6. Most of them, and that is an amazing price point for a lot of these. Like Time Wasters, we said Time Wasters is what, $5, right?
$5 regular price, and it goes on sale pretty regularly too.
Yeah, it's been down to $2.69. It looks like, and that is, this is. Yeah, it's tough because I love this and Void Scrapers. Like those are like
Void Scrappers is great.
Scrappers, yeah. Sorry, those two are like top tier for me in this genre. Like they are like the best of the best in my opinion. Like oh, good pick, good choice, very good choice. Yeah, if you guys haven't played this, go watch my stream. It is it's weird. Like I've played a lot of these Bullet Heaven games this year, and some get it. Some do it not as good, like they're slower, they're sluggish, they're not as interesting. But Time Wasters, especially, is one where it's fast, it's violent, it gives you interesting choices all the time. It's got some really great mechanics. Yeah, this is a great one. Really, really great one. Well done.
I'd say those two plus Nova Drift are the
Nova
top
Drift
three in the space side of that subgenre.
I would agree with that assessment. Yes, that I would wholeheartedly agree with that. That is a great. You can't go wrong with Time Wasters or Void Scrappers or Nova Drift. Nova Drift. Yeah, just excellent games. Excellent games all around. Okay, Julie, what is your space game of the year?
Okay, my choice. I know it came out a year ago, but it's the first time I played it was this year, and I know Brian has played it, and here it is. And the reason I like it, I bought it.
Julie, we're an audible medium. You have to say the name of the game.
I posted it. It's called Ixion.
Yeah, but the people listening to the MP3, listening to the MP3 don't see the thing. So
this is an audible medium. It's called Ixion.
Yeah,
and I know Brian played it. I don't know how well you did or did not like it.
Oh, I loved it.
It's not the most forgiving game, and I think why I liked it so much is because it's kind of like what I do for a living, only in outer space. So I identified with it almost immediately, and it's $35, and I thought, wow, I felt I should have paid more for it, but it is for me a very relaxing game, not very stressful at all. So that's my space game of the year.
Oh, it is currently on sale at Fanatical for $14.69. Holy moly, that is a amazing. Whoa, really?
Good price for it. Yeah.
That is oh my God. Yeah, that is an amazing price for this game. Oh my God, let me post this. My God, that is
the price like Grandma used to say.
Yeah, no, that is an historic low and a fantastic price. It is a deep game. It is a challenging, complex game, but it is satisfying to play. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And my recommendation, if you're having a real tough time with it, you will find that the developers out on their website have posted a guide to take you through the first few hours of the game. So you don't just throw up your hands and say, oh my God, what do I do? And it's like, here are the choices. Here's what our recommendation is. And just follow this through and you'll get a handle on the game.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice because it's a complex game. I thought they did a pretty good job with onboarding in the game. Like I'm an idiot and I didn't have much of a problem with it, but I'm glad they saw that hey, people might need a guide, and so that's good. I really appreciate when developers go that extra mile, like Against the Storm this morning with all that in-game documentation. I really appreciate when developers go the extra mile for that sort of thing. So that is a great pick. Yeah, if you like space city builder games and you were really underwhelmed by the recent what was that, Startopia remake? Was that Startopia? Yeah,
no,
right?
Startopia.
Yeah, the Startopia remake, which was I don't know how they messed that up, but they messed that up big time. And if you were sad about that, Ixion is a great one. There is a good tutorial in Ixion. There is a good tutorial in Ixion. Like I said, even an idiot like me can play it. So, I thought that it did a good job with onboarding. All right, so Thorsten is still having some technical issues. So it looks like his space game of the year, and I hope I'm doing this right, is Everspace 2, which came out earlier this year. So many freaking games came out this year, you guys. Like, I had a tough time keeping track. Like, this came out this year and this came out like so many games came out this year. I was just like a billion games came out this year. So it looks like his space game is Everspace 2, which I really liked. I have to get back into it. I kind of petered out I don't know why I petered out, but I petered out for some reason. But that is a great game.
And it's still getting updates.
Yeah, it's still getting updates.
Yeah.
Didn't they announce a DLC for it recently, or am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of something else.
I'm not sure offhand.
But Everspace 2 is a great open world, puzzly, shooty RPG thing that is gorgeous to look at. Absolutely gorgeous to look at. Is it on Game Pass? I didn't know it was on Game Pass. I never remember what's on Game Pass. But yeah, if it's on Game Pass and you're on Game Pass, go play it. It's terrific. So that is Thorsten's nomination. Jacob, who is also not here, but his space game nomination of the year is a relatively recent one. It just came out a couple weeks ago, and that is Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Now, I only played the beta of this one, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. Even the turn-based combat was surprisingly quick for someone like me. I was very pleasantly surprised by that, and I really liked it. So, I mean, hopefully it'll get cheaper one day so I can buy it, because wow, it's expensive. But yeah, this is a good one. and I'm looking forward to one day playing the full version. But the beta I played was really a lot of fun, so that is an excellent choice. And David, what's your to finish up the space game? What is your space game of the year?
Well, that's going to be Delta V, Rings of Saturn, that I have spent about 80 hours into, but it feels like I only scratched the surface off. And yeah, I like the developer. Hello, coder. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, it's a hell of a thing.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, actually, this game came out a couple of years ago, I believe. But yeah, it exited early access this year, so... Very fiddly, lots of dials. Yeah, it
totally
counts.
Totally counts.
Very fiddly, and you need to take some care into how you play this game. And I believe we also talked about that during the podcast with Coder. That he originally wanted to make this in full 3 dimensions, but it wasn't as fun. So I think he made a very good compromise. This is fantastic. I want more.
I fully agree.
That's all I can say.
I fully agree with him on the 3D thing. So many people are like, I want 3D. So no, you really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, do you really? All right. So friends, we are doing a community vote, just as a reminder. We are having you guys pick our community game of the year. And we have right now, do you think, so I don't know if I read Thorsten's thing right earlier. Is Spaceborne 2 is community game of the year, or oh hey Jacob, yeah, you can totally join in. I just read your space game of the year, but you can totally join in if you want for the rest. So I didn't know how to read his message the other day. A few minutes ago. Do you think Spaceborne 2 is his nomination? Or what?
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with Spaceborne 2.
Okay, for Spaceborne 2. All right, so Spaceborne. I do love how you and I both picked Cobalt Core. All right. So yeah, I'm just writing all this down.
Hello.
All right. So again, folks, these are the games. Come on. Sorry. So the games you have to choose from are Cobalt Core, The Ascent, Armored Core 6, Spaceborne 2, and BattleBit Remastered. So apparently Jacob's having some Discord issues. We're having fun today, you guys. That's the joys of doing this live. There he is. Hey, Jacob. Oh, or not.
His mic is muted currently.
Oh, anyway. So, all right. So
let us know in the chat what your vote is.
Yeah. Again, the choice
per person, please.
Yeah. The choices are Cobalt Core, The Ascent, Armored Core 6, Spaceborne 2, and BattleBit Remastered. If we are taking votes as to the community game of the year for us, so those are the nominations that we have all chosen. So please feel free to in the chat to tell us what your vote is. And Jacob seems to be having some technical issues with Discord. We're having this is what a way to end the year. We got to vote for Spaceborne 2. Damn. All right. All right. So now we're going to go with our non-space games of the year. And I'm going to come out a little bit of left field with this one. My non-space game of the year is Gunship 2000 from 1991, because I know I played it a little bit last year. That was my first dalliance with it, but I only played like a few hours. But this year I fully dove into Gunship 2000, and it is. I think it's my favorite helicopter sim. I mean, it's either tied with Hind or it's just edging Hind out, because it's got so much, you guys. I mean, I've never played another sim that has as much stuff as this one does, yet brings it all together in such a cohesive and amazing whole. I mean, it's not only a great helicopter sim, when you get promoted, you command other pilots, and they also rank up and gain in experience and skills, and they can get promotions and they can get medals. And so you have to really take care of your pilots. And so when you get to this level where you're commanding other pilots, you have a map where you're moving them around. So it's like also kind of a strategy game along with the role-playing game, along with the helicopter simulator. That gives you like 9 helicopters to fly that all feel different and all have their uses. And you have a like kind of a proto dynamic campaign, one of the first dynamic campaigns, I think, in flight sims. One of the earliest, at least, which is more of a tug of war thing, but it still works. And I think maybe the only sim to have Antarctica as a theater. So, my God, it is. You could probably play. I'm still playing it. I load it up every so often, and I'm slowly increasing the difficulty because it is a challenging game, and my God, it is. It is so much fun. I wish it was available for sale on Steam or GOG. I wish I could tell you all to buy it today. But you'll have to get it another method. You'll have to get it another way. I would suggest if you're interested in this game, get a physical copy because the manual is a delight to read, like most Microprose manuals, really. The manual is an absolute delight to read. And it's just such a good... I mean, in the mission generation, one mission you'll be rescuing a pilot, the next mission you'll be dropping off cargo, the next mission you'll be taking out some artillery, the next mission you'll be trying to shoot down a train. Just so much going on in this game. And yeah, I just don't think there's another thing like it. I think the only thing that comes close to for me is Hind, because the Hind has a lot of versatility. But this game has 9 helicopters, and so it also has a lot of versatility. So, I just love this game so much, and I can't help but think it's probably the best non-space game I've played this year. That I played for the first time this year. So Spaz, what do you got for your non-space game of the year?
So my non-space game of the year, you start out on a ship, but you're not on a ship for the majority of the game. And this is a remaster of sorts of a beloved PS1 classic. This is Star Ocean: The Second Story R.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
It is wonderful. It is actually taking everything that the original had, adding to it with this HD 2D style where the backgrounds are HD, but you have the sprites just running across them. And it is the way to do a remaster, where you're not taking anything away that didn't need to be taken away. You are having the quality of life issues that things like fast travel that were not in the original. They added fishing as a mechanic with it's not exactly quick time, but it's a simple fishing mini game that allows you to get fish that you can sell, which is good because it's a good source of funding early in the game. There are so many lovely, lovely things that they added to this, but not taking anything away that made it great.
Yeah,
so if you love JRPGs, I cannot recommend this highly enough. I really can't.
That's impressive because a lot of remakes, like, they either add too much or they don't add enough. It's a tough balance when you're remaking a beloved game, and it sounds like they did a great job with this one.
They really did. And the art is beautiful. The backgrounds, they keep a static camera following the characters around, so you see the sprite work, and it's a sprite work from the PS1 era. The monsters that you fight also have sprite work from the PS1 era, but the backgrounds are just beautiful HD.
That's awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel obligated to point out at this point that it's on Switch. And it's remarkable that it is.
Oh yeah, this was made for consoles as well. So, and I play with a gamepad. So it's definitely designed for that.
Overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam.
On Steam, yes.
Which is pretty great. All right. That is a great pick. Julie, what is your non-space game of the year?
All right. Since I always seem to forget that this is an audio medium that I'm used to, I'm going to point to my screen and say, "Is that one there?"
God damn it. God damn it.
However, my choice is Baldur's Gate 3. And yes, finally one that came out this year. And most people who my close friends, they say, "You're playing Baldur's Gate 3?" And I said, "Look, there's a no nudity switch." I said, "Oh, okay, well then it makes fun. It makes sense." I will say a couple of comments, and that is, normally I don't like turn-based combat, but this changed my mind. And I think it was, I don't know whether it's a combination of one of three things, whether it's the artwork, how well the characters are portrayed, or maybe it's just that well written, the story. I will say that it kind of, for me, harkens back to when dinosaurs roamed the earth and I was in college and used to play Dungeons and Dragons back then. And it kind of gives me the same kind of feel. I only have one small minor complaint playing this game. I wish the male characters would kind of keep it in their pants a lot, because it's. I did learn an interesting lesson as well, but I will say, for example, it's late one night and one of these characters, no spoilers, I'd just say he's kind of like a demonic character, and he said he wants to dance in the moonlight. And I said, buddy, keep it in your pants. Early day tomorrow, we got some fighting to do. I'm going to bed, so should you. Also, I am so thankful for the no nudity switch, because I was shocked, and I learned the hard way. If you hear noise from inside a blacksmith's shed, do not open the door unless you want to be revolted.
Oh, okay. I had to revisit this game because I started playing it, and I don't know why I petered out, but I really need to give it another chance, I think.
My only serious complaint is in talking with someone on our static group where we play every Sunday night, is he played this game a lot, and he mentioned something that I did, and it's a wish that you would actually get to Baldur's Gate itself sooner. Now, I haven't gotten to that far in the game, but he has, and he said it's kind of like in the late in the game when you actually get to the city, but all the same, it's just, wow, I could just sit here for hours and hours and hours if it weren't for the fact that my parrot, who sits behind me, also views the computer as hers. And if I don't turn on her cartoons, she throws things at me, and she's got really deadly aim.
Maybe someday it'll come to the Switch or the Switch 2 or whatever it is.
There is no way this is ever coming to the Switch or Switch 2 without somebody selling their soul to shoehorn it in.
I don't know, man. They've gotten some amazing stuff on the Switch. So I could see a more powerful Switch, like the Switch DS or whatever, the 3D Switch 3D or whatever they want to.
When someone told me their Witcher was on the Switch, I said, "You're lying. Quit lying to me. Just quit lying."
I'm still amazed Wreckfest is on there. That's a racing game. That's a very intense racing game, and it's so good on the Switch. I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they did it. All right, that is an excellent pick. That on the forums I'm on, that is the top of that. Baldur's Gate 3 is at the top of so many people's lists. It's really just good on Larian for doing such a great job with this game. I mean, they deserve all the accolades, because they've been banging away at these things for years, and it's great to see them. I mean, this is a lot of people were nervous about this prospect because like some people didn't like the Divinity games, and the Baldur's Gate, like especially 2, are so beloved. And so, my God, the fact that they not only pulled it off, but like might have done better than the original Baldur's Gate games, just well done them. My God.
The Baldur's Gate games got a long history, and so does Dungeons and Dragons. And if they didn't do this right, there's a lot they could have screwed.
Yeah,
up with
they could have gone wrong a lot of ways, and apparently it didn't. That's just amazing. It's amazing.
They could easily have ruined my childhood.
Oh, well, I'm glad they didn't. Thorsten, I see you there.
Hello?
Yay!
Yay! Welcome to the show.
Finally.
So Thorsten, I hope Spaceborne 2 was your community game nominee because 2 people have already voted for it. So I think you're locked in.
Yes.
On that regard.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, Spaceborne 2 was my pick for this year.
All right.
There wasn't any alternative.
But right now,
Everspace.
But right now we're on.
Everspace 2, so.
But right now we're on. We're on non-space game. We're on non-space game of the year, and you have a very good pick. What is your pick for non-space game of the year?
Yeah, Check the Lines 3. Simply as that, because they have the potential to blow that. I mean, we've got a lot of entries that didn't really work. The Check the Lines series, to put it mildly. But Check the Lines 3, they put it simply on the mark. I can't. The combat mechanics are great. The whole story is great, and the whole background, the whole world building is great, and I really love it. It's the most played game for me this year.
Oh,
as simple as that.
I know a lot of people. This is on the top of their list as well for like either top game or top 3. Like a lot of people love this game. Like a lot of people love this game. And I'm glad someone finally did it right because, like you said, there were a lot of false starts. I
mean, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to get it back to the first the first 2 entries. I mean, Check the Lines 1 and Check the Lines 2 and Deadly Games. Not so much Deadly Games right now. And as I said, they hit it really in the bullseye. I can't praise this game enough. Again, combat mechanics are so great. The game is fun. I love it.
And it's overwhelmingly positive right now.
Yeah.
Reviews, as we're recording this.
And,
well deserved.
And a lot of games are going to go on sale tomorrow on the Steam sale, but this is already on sale right now. It's $25 at Game Planet, which is almost a historic low. I'd say that's a pretty good price for this because it seems like a pretty big game. It seems like a really big, like.
I have 75 hours in it. Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
And I've got 90, and I did need 19 hours for the first playthrough, and honestly, I haven't seen everything from the game.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right.
I mean, getting over 90 hours, that's a pretty good mark.
That's great. I mean, if you love a game that much, I always love Steam. You ever seen Steam reviews where it's like someone's played a game for 200 hours, it's a negative review. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, you know about that. Sometimes there's a big change that causes them to want to leave a negative review.
Yeah,
and I've seen that happen a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, there's even a Mad Max reference.
In Jagged Alliance 3? There's a Mad Max reference?
There is one sector that is a Mad Max Fury Road reference. Yeah. in a quest line that is reminiscent of it as well.
Okay, that's great.
Person knows what I'm talking about.
It's so funny.
Oh man, now I kind of want to get it just to figure that out because I love Mad Max Fury Road so much. All right, that is a great pick. Jacob, are you able to? Okay, I see you're muted, Jacob. Are you still having problems, or can you? Okay, you're not muted now. Hey,
sorry.
There he is. Huzzah!
I have been fiddling with my audio setup for the past 15 minutes or so. So I'm glad that worked. And yes, I am here now, much to and I'm going to make that everyone's problem. But
You got a quote for us?
that was my quote, I guess, retroactively. I'm here now, and I will make that everyone's problem. So, video games, as we are allegedly known for them.
Yeah, so I already told folks what your space game of the year was because you weren't here at that time, but now you're here. What is your I think we all know what it is, but what is your non-space game of the year?
Say it with me, David. Armored Core 6. To the surprise of exactly 0 people in chat.
Also overwhelmingly positive. Look at that. That's great.
Well, yes, it's Armored Core 6 for crying out loud. The game.
Truth.
Even if you're not a mecha fan, it'll probably be one of the best games that you've ever played. If you're a mecha fan, it is the best game you'll ever have played.
Well, here's the thing: like the 2 games we just talked about that were sequels, a lot could have gone wrong. And
yes,
and the fact that it didn't, and it's doing so well, is just, again, this has been such a amazingly banger year for gaming, and this is another example of why. Like, my God.
Yeah, no, Armored Core took absolutely no prisoners. The release was brilliant. The entire single player campaign is spectacular. The mech building variety is good. By Armored Core standards, it's average to good. By gaming standards in general, it's pure brilliance. We're working on a different category here. You need to understand. They've recently added ranked multiplayer for the people who are into that. So yes, the game is still being relatively regularly updated with balances and with balancing patches and even new parts for mechs, because why not have new parts for mechs?
Yeah, it just got a patch yesterday.
And even without that, the entire core gameplay loop is immensely fun. I have finished the game thrice.
Oh my God.
Which, considering I very rarely play through a campaign to completion in a game, is a monumental achievement.
Wow.
Any questions?
Not really. I mean, I've just watched the Mech channel, and you and David especially just gush about this game since it dropped in August.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
I still don't fully believe that happened. Like, just out of the blue, completely unannounced, Armored Core 6 is coming out in like 6 months. Deal with it.
I gotta say, I love when game houses do that. Like, oh, by the way, 6 months from now, this thing you've wanted for a decade, here you go.
Let me just check something real quick.
Because I think
you say a decade. Yes, exactly a decade. It was 2013 when Armored Core Verdict Day released.
Yeah, that was a PS3 game? Was that a PS3 game?
PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, back when those were top of the line consoles. Remember the good old days of the console wars where people were arguing which overpriced box of gaming technology was the best. Some things haven't changed. They've just gone a lot quieter.
Oh, this is on consoles too, right? Armored Core? It's not just PC, right?
Armored Core, yes, it is on... It's not on every console I know of, because that's a long list, but it is definitely on... Hold on, just to make sure I'm not about to say something very dumb. Armored Core 6, because I am exclusively a PC gamer. I do not follow what other consoles do, but yes. It's the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X/S, which I don't know what that is, but I guess it's here now, and of course Windows PC.
I don't know if you saw AC Wraith's comment, but that's pretty funny.
Oh, for God. Unfortunately, you do not use shoulder buttons to aim anymore. Armored Core sold out somewhere around the PlayStation 2 era.
Nexus, remember that?
Yeah, Armored Core Nexus for the PlayStation 2, released when, like 2004?
I believe so. Maybe 2003.
Hold on, when was Nexus? Yep, 2004. Dead on.
Oh wow!
Wow, good job. That's amazing.
I'm just that good.
Dual analog sticks. What are those?
It's hilariously enough. Yeah, it took From Software 2 whole games on the PlayStation 2 to figure out how to make those work.
Wow. Well, that was an excellent pick. Apparently, a lot of people love this game.
Well, gee, I wonder why.
David, what is your pick for non-space game of the year?
Well, slight tangent there because it was kind of going to be Armored Core, obviously, but I have some issues with the game. I would say some design decisions, but I am extremely proud to see that this IP from '97 is now being seen by the public. It has now been accepted by so many people who are not interested in mechs and stuff. And I mean, it won Best Action Game of the Year, which is so nice.
Oh, that's great.
The Video Game Awards isn't really a big thing anymore, but I'm really happy to see From
Still,
Software getting
in a year like this to win a category like that is no small feat, really.
Yes. So, what is my pick? Well, it's going to be a little game called Shadows of Doubt, which is an immersive sim. And I got to say, I have never been interested in detective work, being a private investigator, all this stuff. But I do love immersive sims like Prey and Deus Ex and Thief and all those games. I like sneaking around and stuff. And I mean, here I have a whole procedurally generated city with all vents, all keypads, and computers to hack into. It's insane. It's a technical marvel that this game actually works as it does, but it's also very buggy. But I really like to see all the NPCs doing their daily routines. I mean, everyone has a schedule. They, in my opinion, the city feels alive, which is very important to me. And yeah, I'm shocked because I was not prepared to really like this game. I played it about 20 hours. But I feel like I should probably slow down a little bit and let it update for a bit. Let it cook for a bit. And yeah, I'm looking forward to new updates.
Yeah, I played it once and then it hard crashed my PC and I haven't touched it since.
Oh dear. Oh god. Yeah, that has not happened to me.
So I'm like, I don't know if I want to play this again. But I'm going to be honest, it broke my brain. Like I tried playing this. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not smart enough for this. I can't put all these clues together. It just, I can't do it. I bought it because it looked fascinating, and it is fascinating. And I know a lot of people who totally love it. And the fact that it's all procedural and that it's different all the time and still an open world and everything, it's just really freaking impressive. But I'm too dumb for this game. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not smart enough for this game.
Yes. Also, to those listening, Discord is very slowly collapsing in on itself. So if we all suddenly vanish, that's why.
Oh no! Oh boy! Oh,
it is not having a good day. It is not having a good day.
All right. Well, let's start wrapping up then. So we haven't.
Yeah, we are. Let's wrap this up before Discord completely dies.
Well, folks, we have again, we had a few games that were nominated for Community Game of the Year, and the only game that got any votes was Spaceborne 2.
So by default, it wins.
Yeah, so I mean,
don't disagree. No,
Spaceborne 2 is absolutely terrific. The only reason I'm not playing is because there's a problem with ship grind right now, and there's no cloud saves. That's the only reason I'm not playing it.
The reason I'm not playing it is because I launch it, I leave it for a bit, I go back to it, it's a different game. Because the developer has put down, an update that in the middle of the night that adds a freaking general artificial intelligence into the game that's there specifically to answer trivia questions and
oh my God.
Has set up an entire second universe you can you can explore while you're going places.
You think he's
and there's demons now you can shoot, and I'm only slightly exaggerating.
You think he's joking, but he's mostly not.
And I have to somehow figure that out. So yeah, no, I'm gonna politely wait until the game is
exactly.
The game gets released.
He makes so many sweeping changes. Like, oh, I just added diplomacy to your faction. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh my God.
Faction.
Yeah.
Or the one update where it was just, I added capital ships.
Yeah, motherships. Oh, by the way, we have motherships now. Like these huge ships that you can not only steer but dock all your ships in. Just here now, just in the game. Like Jesus Christ! Oh my God! How do you do this? He has slowed down a bit. I think to his benefit because I was worried he was going to burn himself out. So he has slowed down a little bit, which is good because I think he needs to.
He only releases completely insane rather than ludicrously insane.
And not every week now. It's like every month or so. Now he has slowed down a bit, thankfully. But yeah, Spaceborne 2 is terrific, you guys. It's absolutely terrific. If you want something like Star Citizen, I know. But if you want something like Star Citizen that's single player and actually good, go play Spaceborne 2. Seriously, it is a terrific, terrific game. So excellent. I mean, I just want to wrap up by saying what a fucking astounding year this has been for gaming. Like, I don't think we've gotten a year this good in gaming in decades. Honestly, I think it's just
no arguments there.
I mean, I think
fully agreed.
I think the last year that had these many bangers in it was maybe 1999.
I was going to say 2011, maybe, but that's pushing it.
I mean, 1999, you have Alpha Centauri, you have Unreal Tournament, you have Free Space 2, you have, oh my God, what else? There's more. God.
So many you need a wiki to look it up.
Yeah. Like so many games, so many amazing, astounding games we're still playing came out in 1999.
I will say, I do sincerely hope this slows down just a little bit because people don't have infinite money and game devs don't have infinite work time.
Well, let's say one sad thing that did happen this year was there was a lot of layoffs. A lot. Oh yeah. Homeworld also came out in 1999. System Shock 2 also came out in 1999. Age of Empires 2.
And we're getting coincidentally, next year we're getting Homeworld 3 and the System Shock remake. That was this year, but still we got a System Shock remake.
Ooh, EverQuest 2. EverQuest. I mean, the first EverQuest came out in '99. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Dear Lord.
Right. Well, I think we're starting to understand this. Yes.
So I think it's the best year. I think it's the best year in over 20 years. So much good stuff came out. But again, there was some negative that we lost. A lot of people lost their jobs. And I think that might slow things down for a little while. But
it is the fact that, and I have talked to someone who's actually in the industry about this. During the funny pandemic that we've all regretfully experienced, the video game market went way up because people stayed at home and didn't go outside.
Yeah.
More than usual.
Yes.
As such, everyone was playing video games. Sales of video games were going up. And as such, the business was booming. A lot of people were starting game dev and getting on board. Now people have begun going outside again. I know, unthinkable. As such, fewer people play video games and fewer people buy video games because they remembered what grass is, and the market is very slowly deflating.
Yeah,
global economy is a big factor in that.
Yeah,
Investments in video games are down, so it's harder for them to get funding.
Yes, but also they're down because fewer people are buying them because more people are going outside.
Yeah, but
also grants. We're talking about grants and government funding as well. It's a big problem.
True. So what you should get from this chat is if you want your more video games, don't go outside.
Yeah,
that was a joke.
Support, but support game devs. A friend of mine who's in
do support the game devs that deserve it. Absolutely,
100%.
Though don't do it at the cost of your own health and well-being.
Right. A friend of mine who's in the industry, he thinks that we'll see another indie boom out of this. Like a lot of game devs who are let go will start doing their own thing. And,
fingers crossed.
And we'll see another indie boom out of this, which I think is very likely also. So it's bad and it's good, but it's been a fascinating year, my God. And I'm sad to see it go, but what are you going to do? So, friends, that's going to do it for not only this show, but this year. We're not doing any streams next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about what we're looking forward to in 2024. Because there's a lot of stuff still coming down the pike, and there's a lot of stuff we're excited about. Excuse me. So, yeah, no show next week. And tomorrow, I'm going to play a game that I was just reminded about on itch called Galaxy Trader that I'd completely forgotten about, but already hit 1.0 a while back, and I completely missed it because it's not on Steam. And I miss things that are on Steam because it's so easy to miss things that aren't on Steam. But this game called Galaxy Trader hit 1.0, I think, earlier this year, but it's on itch. So I completely over my head. So that's what I'm going to play tomorrow. I was going to play something else tomorrow, but then I found out about this. But that's going to do it for this show. Friends, I hope you all had a good year. I hope you have a great rest of your year, a happy holiday season, no matter which holiday you celebrate. Or if you don't celebrate, have a good rest of the year. You know, I hope 2023 was good for you. I hope 2024 will be better for you. We all wish you well and happiness. We all hope you get your damn vaccines. Because, please get your vaccines. For the love of whatever, please get your bloody vaccines.
A local deity of your choosing.
Yeah, there's another variant that just started spreading around.
Oh, J23 or whatever it's called. Yeah,
another one.
Yeah,
JN1.
And apparently this one is faster than any of the other variants they've seen. Like this new variant.
Oh, lovely.
So we're probably going to have hopefully we're going to have new boosters soon in response to this. Hopefully. But yeah, please get your shots because it's not just for you that you're getting vaccinated. It's for everybody else around you because we live in a goddamn society and we got to take care of each other.
Yes, as the scientists say.
Yeah, we all need some goddamn empathy. So yeah, please get your shots. And as always, thank you to our patrons who literally keep the lights on around here. Have a great rest of the year, everyone. We'll see you back here in early January. And please be safe. And again, get your shots. Have a good one, y'all.